Hello, this is Margie Ray with the Virginia Department of Transportation and the Infrastructure Investment Division. This morning I want to speak about SmartScale and the Smart Portal and kind of walk through some of the common issues we are hearing about and seeing as people are submitting their applications for SmartScale for August of 2016. So some of the common issues we're hearing about are logging into the site and making sure you're getting into the right place, looking at how to manage your passwords. As organization administrators, understanding how to set your own permissions and the permissions of others on your team, creating applications, how the notice of intent button works and what you should see, and then finally saving your application. I will do a demonstration of this, and I want to start first with logging in from the correct URL and making sure that you all are in the right place when you start. So from the SmartScale website, to log into the portal, this is the link you need to use. This link is different than the link that we used last year for the HB2 process. So if you bookmarked on your desktop the HB2 application tool last year, that won't take you to the right place. So this is the URL that you need to be on in order to submit your applications for 2016. So that link is again present on the Smart Portal website, SmartScale website. Now, the demonstration that I'm going to use, I need to be able to act like I'm an applicant. So I've actually got a test site here that will allow me to take on the characteristics and the behavior that you as an applicant might see and as an organization administrator you would see. The VDOT folk and DRPT people won't quite see the same thing that you all are seeing when you log in. As you log in, just a couple quick things on this screen. First of all, the About tab on this page gives you some basic information for all the different programs. It also includes your points of contacts for each of the program areas. Our district points of contacts that are listed here are really our Smart Portal points of contacts. So they will also be able to help on questions beyond just the SmartScale process. They'll be able to help direct you to the right people for the other application processes as well. So I need to go home and I'm going to log in. If I had an account in the system last year, you just need to hit Forgot Password and you get a little pop-up, send password recovery email. You'll get an email and it'll give you the ability to log into the system. The only time you would get a new email is if you are a new user. So if you were not in the system last year, we had to create you as a user in the system. That will send you an automatic email from it and you'll be able to log in using that. So if you're having issues with that, you can try either of those things. So I'm going to log into this test site. I've got a kind of a fake account set up. Okay, I've logged in. I am for, this is a Chesterfield County account. I am the administrator point of contact in the roles that I've got established right now. And the way I can figure out what roles I've got is I can go here to my account and I can see that right here I'm assigned as the administrator. So I'm the administrator of this Chesterfield County account. So what does unassigned mean? Unassigned means that it's not assigned specifically to one of our application programs that are going to be in the portal. So it could be, if it were SmartScale, I'd have a SmartScale button down here that I could click on. If it were the TA set aside, revenue sharing, or one of the other application programs that will be added to this site on September 1st, I would see those listed here as well, potentially. But if all I see here is unassigned, it also means that I don't have the right permissions that I need to work with the SmartScale process. And in a moment, I'll show you how to manage that and add my own permissions as well as manage the permissions for others. The challenge that I'm hearing from people is that when I look at this, and let's just go back to, so first of all, I'm sorry, I jumped to the dashboard. Right now you can see that there's this tab called All. This lists all the projects that were submitted by Chesterfield County last year. I cannot open these projects from this screen, so I cannot open this application. But I also don't have the ability to create new applications, which I would see over here, or I would see it up here on my dashboard to tell me that I can create new applications. So I need to make sure that I have the ability to create applications. So right now I don't have the right permissions. So as an organization administrator, I can set my own permissions. So I'm going to go back to the administration button And now I'm going to find me as a user of this account, and there I am right there. And now I can edit myself. So right now, as portal administrator, the administrator of the Chesterfield County account, I can give myself any of these permissions. So editor, submitter, and viewer. Viewer can only see applications and review them. They can't make any edits or submit them. The editor can edit, obviously, and then the submitter has the role of being able to edit and submit. So as the organization administrator, point of contact, generally you're going to have at least the submitter role so that you're able to do everything that you want to do within the Smart Scale process. So again, this is just for Smart Scale permissions. On September 1st, you'll see other ones like this that tell me, give me the ability to assign roles for the TA set-aside program, the revenue sharing, and 2 safety programs, the highway safety improvement and the bicycle pedestrian safety improvements. All right, so I'm going to save those changes because now, as the organization administrator, I needed the Smart Scale roles. So I save my changes. I can close this. In order for these changes to take effect, I need to log in and out. So I just log out and log right back in. All right, see my dashboard, my toolbar has changed. I now have this button here for new applications. Also on my dashboard, I have this new application button as well. The other new change that we have here is I also have this folder called Smart Scale 2016. So in Smart Scale 2016, because we've been using this as a test site for purposes of rolling out some fixes and bugs, and just when we're doing all of our testing for the production environment, we've created a lot of test projects just to experiment. So you can see a lot of projects have already been created. If this were my first time logging in as an organization administrator or the Smart Scale point of contact too, I might not see any projects here because I haven't created a project. I have to create a project. So I can create a new project, or I can create a project from last year's submissions. So from this screen, in a new application, I can use a previous application, or I can create a new application. In order to do that, though, I need to select which program I'm going to submit. So right now you only see Smart Scale. On September 1st, you'll see the other programs. So I'm going to do Smart Scale, and if I want to use a previous application, I click that, and now I can see all the applications that were submitted by Chesterfield County in round 1 of HB2 or Smart Scale. To start this application, I'm going to click a button, and it's now going to create this application. It's going to be a new application. I can edit the information that was has moved over from round 1's application. I have my progress bar going across the bottom, and eventually I'll open up. All right, so now I'm in the edit mode of the application, so it's jumped me straight to the ability to start editing this application. So a couple quick things to show you on this screen. So this is our general PURL, we call them PURLs. We've talked about the notice of intent. So the notice of intent information is right here. In order for me to indicate my notice of intent to apply, first of all, my deadline is midnight, August 22nd, but I'm going to click this button. And then it pops up with a few items that I want to make sure that I are providing. They're not required fields, but we're recommending that you provide this minimum level of information so that our district points of contacts have the information needed to reach out to you and provide assistance. All of the information that we are requesting is included here on this first page, the general PURL of it. If I want to make sure, we've had some issues, and I'll mention this right now, but in saving, the saving has taken a little bit of time, and so if you start making additional changes when you think saving is complete, some of those changes aren't being saved. So we are seeing occasionally that somebody thinks that the system hasn't saved the changes. It's more of just a usability and a functionality issue, and I'll hit save in just a minute to show that to you. But so anyway, well, actually I just turned on the notice of intent, so we'll go ahead and do save, which is down here at the bottom of the page. Right now we are getting this pop-up since this was an application from last year. Based on the selection criteria from the other PURLs, I already have some mandatory uploads that would be required in order for me to submit my application. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click my save button. I'm getting this pop-up that indicates that I'm saving. I'm also getting the progress bar across the bottom. One of the challenges we're seeing, though, is that that bar just disappeared, and yet I'm still doing some saving here. But it looks like it's already saved. If I start making changes to the application before it's actually complete, those are some of those saves that we have not seen. They don't always seem to show up. But I can also go to View Application mode. I can continue, hit my View Application. So the only change that I made to this was the notice of intent. So you can see right here that the notice of intent is now yes. This field is either yes or no, and it was a function of selecting that notice of intent button. So we've gone through how to log in, how to manage your passwords from the organization administrator screen. I'll just highlight that again. From that administration screen, I can now manage the permissions of anybody on my team. I can also add a new user. So if I'm going to add a new user, it's going to ask for some basic information, and then from this screen I'm able to assign the different permissions that that new user will need in managing accounts. Again, beginning September 1st, you'll see all the other application programs from this screen as well. But this allows you, as the organization administrator POC, the ability to manage the people within your organization. So to wrap up, if you guys have any other questions or issues, feel free to contact your local point of contact. They are listed on the About tab on that project portal. You don't have to be signed in or logged in to be able to get to that information. I'm sure they've already been working closely with many of you all. The other way to reach out and contact us is through the smart portal at ctv.virginia.gov. That's a mailbox that we are monitoring regularly, and you should receive a very quick response to any questions you may have. Thanks, and look forward to working with you all.